Now, more water restrictions are on the cards here in Gauteng. Rand Water says its storage reservoirs are running low. The water utility says that's due to high temperatures and ongoing power supply issues. Well, for more on this and to bring us the latest, let's chat now to Makenosi Maroo. She's speaking on behalf of Rand Water. Makenosi, good afternoon. Welcome to today, and thank you very much for your time. So how low are the reservoirs?
Good afternoon, Brendan, and good afternoon to the viewers. The reservoirs are low. We moved from 79% on the 8th of January. We are sitting at above 49%, and they are still moving quite low. To give you a precise figure, we are sitting at 43.5 today.
Okay, aren't you getting enough supply from where you will get it as Rand Water? I'm using an example here. You can educate us, like from the Val Dam.
Yes, we are. We are getting enough water from the Val Dam. I think a lot of questions that we get, most people are asking us if the Val Dam is full, why are we not getting enough water? Remember, we still have to purify water before we supply water to our customers. So the Val Dam can be full, but our capacity to purify water is what we are talking about at the moment. The capacity is there, but when temperatures go high, the consumption also the consumption goes high also. So the demand goes high.
So which is the biggest driver? The hot weather we've seen recently, which has led to higher consumption, or higher consumption in general?
It's high consumption in general. Around this time, from spring up until end of January, that's our peak season. So there is a high consumption, but now it is compounded by the heat, the high temperatures.
Have you suffered as well from the Eskom ongoing blackout? So I saw a statement earlier by City Power in Johannesburg, for example, and Joburg Water, rather, not City Power, Joburg Water, for example, saying that they are not able to pump enough, to supply the residents because of the impact of the power cuts. How is Rand Water managing through this load shedding?
We are impacted partly or partially. We have 3 types of pump stations: the primary and secondary state pump stations. That's where we purify water. We have been exempted from load shedding, but from time to time there are power trips, outages. So we have to speak to power suppliers. We have an agreement with them not to load shed Rand Water, but from time to time, as I'm saying, we experiencing power cuts and power trips. With our tertiary pump stations, we don't have an agreement, so we are impacted by load shedding. We do have generators in place. They do kick in as soon as there is load shedding.
49% is the average level. You said your reservoirs are sitting at as Rand Water. What needs to happen to make sure it doesn't decline further?
It's very important that it does not decline further, because for us to fill up a reservoir, it takes days and it's a lot of effort. So we are appealing to all consumers and end users to use water sparingly to ensure that we don't have any water restrictions.
And at what level will you make that decision as Rand Water to stop supplying, to stop the flow of the water to the likes of Joburg Water?
The acceptable level for any reservoir is 80%. When we are sitting at 80%, we're comfortable. We're saying our reservoir is full. If we go below 60%, we start getting concerned. Hence, we are having this interview. When we reach between 30 and 40, that's where we look at measures that we're going to be putting in place to say, where do we go from here? Are we going to be having any water restrictions? But also we do communicate with our clients and consumers, in this case municipalities, to say, please warn your customers or end users to start using water sparingly. Yeah,
so have you engaged with the likes of Joburg Water?
Oh, yes, definitely. We have engaged with them for the past 2 weeks. In fact, we have been having meetings. We have written a technical letter just warning them to say reservoirs levels are dropping.
Yeah. How wide and how far does your footprint as Rand Water go in Gauteng?
In Gauteng, we supply the 3 metros. we're talking about Johannesburg, Ekurhuleni, and City of Tshwane. So we supply the 3 metros. And then we are also outside Gauteng. We're not only in Gauteng, we also provide water to parts of Northwest and Mpumalanga.
So all these customers of yours, let's call them that, Rand Water, would be impacted by water restrictions if you had to press that button. And what kind of restrictions could we have if you had to go that route?
You remember late last year we had different stages. We would look if there's no improvement. We normally start with stage 3, and then we work our way, obviously, while we monitor the consumption. At the moment, we are not introducing any restrictions. We are just raising awareness and cautioning end users to use water sparingly.
Okay. Have you asked your customers to do the same?
Yes, definitely we have done so, brother.
Okay, thank you very much. Makenosi Maroo, speaking on behalf of Rand Water. Well, there you have it. Please use water sparingly. Rand Water's reservoirs are sitting at around 49%. The ideal level should be around 80%. That's when they are comfortable. Once it's below 60%, as it is now, things begin to be concerning. We do not want water restrictions on top of the ongoing Eskom blackouts.